No, we don't. Hey, welcome back to Blockchain Basement, the best daily streaming crypto show on Twitch. Shout out to twitch.tv /BitBoy_crypto. If you guys want to join us here live, they are our partner for this show. So big shout out to them. Also, big shout out to all you guys. You guys are part of what makes the show. Enzo Mining, Bills Mafia. Oh, a Bills fan in there. Corey, we got riddled with puns back in here today. Satoshi Glockamoto, one of my favorite names. Carnivore 2222. Great twos, dude. What's my name? Razmataz, Manawalk, unforgettable name. Man, we got the whole crew in here today. So also, wow, look at that. We got some bears, we got some bulls. Also, huge shout out. We've got an all-star cast with us today. Some of your favorite people. We got the one and only DZ_BTC, Frankie Candles. I think first time they've both been on this together.
I think so.
Always.
Hi, I'm DZ.
Hey, nice to meet you, DZ.
Nice to meet you.
We've got Ali joining us here today, and our spaceship commander, Biscuit Jesus. His hair's coming back.
On the face.
On the face, yeah.
On the face. I shaved other places.
Keeping it clean as a cue ball, I guess they say. So, all right, we're going to jump right in. We got a lot of really good stuff today. One of the things we're going to be spending a decent amount of time talking about later in the show comes from, where was it? One of our, where is he? I'm not going to pull it up, but I lost it already. I thought I had it pulled up and organized, but
Ninja Turtles, that's all that matters.
No, I forget the guy's name. It's like William Carver, I think was his name. He asked it on Twitter, wanted to hear all of us get into one of the deepest pick we were willing to share. Obviously, you're going to have to hedge your bets a lot with a lot of speculation. But before we get into that, obviously, we've got the big story today, FTX recovering or finding $5 billion. Who would like to find $5 billion? I know I would. I found $39 or something like that of OMG in a wallet the other day. So if you guys remember Omisa Go back in the day, you're a true OG, I guess. But and I tweeted it on Twitter, a great place to do it. But if you haven't been wrecked yet, just know it's somewhat of a rite of passage. Sometimes you just make speculative plays and they go to zero. And Omisa Go was one of mine. I found it in an old wallet. I guess I couldn't ever let go. I probably told myself, hey, if I get a scam pump or a bull market pump, I'll pull it out of the top. But I forgot and I lost it. So it's still sitting there. I think it's like $17 or 17 OMG, which is I think about $1 each right now. So also have some NFT stories. Binance moving forward with Voyager. Some Galaver stuff, also some story on music NFTs. So yeah, Riddle with Pun says FTX been digging in their couch cushions for spare change. But real quick, I saw this tweet by, I don't know how to say that name. How would you say that? Alen Osorio. Bitcoin is best experienced rather than explained. And this is something I say a lot. Another way to say it is the truth is always learned, not told. And it's much, much easier to give somebody some Bitcoin, to give somebody Ethereum and let them experience the magic of that first transaction. And then so many things click in their head. It's so much less complicated than when you're actually explaining it. I'm a big believer in this. I just wanted to hear kind of what you guys think. Do you agree, disagree? Is this consistent with the experience you had when you were first coming into Bitcoin and crypto? I'll start with you, Frank. What do you think?
Yeah, I would totally agree. I feel like if you try to explain it to somebody, they're just like, yeah, but like I could use Venmo, I can use Apple Pay, and it's like I think actually experiencing it definitely is kind of I would agree 100%.
Yeah. What about DZ? What about you?
Night and day difference. It's not. Yeah, it's a huge difference because I remember dabbling in crypto. I've shared this before. Hey, I'm gonna download this Coinbase app and buy some Bitcoin. Then you see how cheap XRP is, so you buy that instead. That was cool. That was probably a year or so. I'm kind of on that level. But the first time I sent Ethereum to this newfangled thing I downloaded called MetaMask, so I can buy this newfangled thing called a God's Unchained card, which was some newfangled thing called an NFT. And I saw that balance hit and I went to that website and it said connect wallet. And then I had a balance and I was able to buy it. And I saw it on a different website. I was like, holy crap, I am my own bank. And it made me so much more bullish for crypto versus Coinbase app. And hey, look how many little XRPs I have. I have XRPs, guys.
XR pennies. Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree 100%. Like I read about it, I learned about it, but it seems very complicated. It seems very intimidating, especially if you've never traded, if you haven't seen an order book before. The first time you I remember the first time I opened up Binance.com, saw all the candles and the order book going, ticking through all these crazy things. And it's kind of overwhelming. And then you do that first purchase, you do that first transfer, and you're like, oh, that's it? Okay, that wasn't that hard. That wasn't nearly as complicated as I thought it was going to be. And then you send it to your wallet and kind of have that experience. DZ time, like, wow, I just moved this from here to there all by myself very quickly. And then you start trying to compare.
You
that to
guys remember
banks.
the visualization tool of the order book, where your first leverage trade, and it's almost like a water polo team is like thrashing about in an Olympic-sized pool, and you're like, oh my god, do I put my foot in there? Like,
I don't know if I want to jump in there. It seems scary.
And then you get beginner's luck, and you win your first leverage trade. You're like, hey, I'm
this is
swimming
good
in
at
it.
this.
I'm good at
Then you drown.
Right. Yeah, it's like trading in a bull market. Everybody's everybody
And
gets
everyone's
in.
feet's on your head. You're like,
Right.
just
exactly.
dying.
All of a sudden you're drowned and you're turning up. Yeah.
That was exactly my experience when I first started trading. I jumped in and beginner's luck won my first trade, and I was like, "Oh, this is amazing! I put $100 in, 100x leverage. I'll make $1 billion. I'm going to be rich by next week."
Remember, this is
Quickly
my new
humbled.
job.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Why do I even go to work?
Yeah, right. This is easy. Why isn't everyone else doing this?
And that's what I tell people. I think I was saying this in 2021. Like, if you are starting to think, hey, I need to quit my day job and do this full time, it's probably near a top, guys. You need to probably be taking profits and keep your day job so you can dollar cost average in the bear market. And then next cycle, quit your day job. When you know you're earning and you're consistent with it. So a couple of things I saw in the chat. Can you scroll back up on that chat for me real quick, BJ? Up.
Was it Kelly?
Yeah, that was one of them. Chemistry Bro said NFTs were doing pretty good again until ETH pumped. Haha, NFT moves stopped. But Kelly, I thought this was a pretty interesting question from Kellum NYC. A shout out to BitLab Academy. They did their first live stream today with some great tutorials and training. Go check that out if you have the time. But he asks, do you think, in reference to FTX finding $5 billion, do you think these funds being found reduces some of the hate to Sam? I mean, either way, they were using customer funds, but at least some of the funds may get back to investors, although no way people are made whole. Do you think if some of these funds are recovered, it will reduce some of the hate and kind of vitriol response to FTX, SBF in general? DZ, what do you think?
No, it's not going to do anything. Although the people that then receive money, they're not going to actually equate the $5 billion was found, and now I actually did receive money, 25 months later. They're not going to do that math in their head. They're just going to say, look how inept they are. Now I'm angry. Here's another issue for me to be mad about. Here's another series of evidence where we're just showing how stupid they are. And
until the next distraction shows up, and then they forget and they made money.
Yeah, they're not gonna equate the positivity that comes from it, which is, like you said, more people get their money, which is a positive thing. But no one's gonna do that math in their head.
Yeah, and I agree. And we talked about it a little bit on the morning stream today. I'm glad they're finding this money. It will help to get some of these creditors recovered. Unfortunately, the people that are in line to get funds back first aren't a lot of the smaller individuals on the exchange. It's going to be a lot of the major creditors. The people that already have a lot of money, they lost a lot, but they still have a lot. It's not, the lady that had her $100,000 savings in there. They're generally speaking one of the last in line to get that money back. So I think it's a step in the right direction. It's positive, for crypto to see, like, if anybody gets anything back, I think it will start to move within the bullish trend. I also think some of this stuff with Binance confirmed, being able to move forward with the acquisition of Voyager. Again, they have plans to start helping those Voyager customers get some funds back. And I think as we see that start to roll out, it will have an overall positive effect on crypto. That being said, I think it's going to take an extremely long time. Don't start counting that money right now. If you lost money in any of those places, I think your best option is to move forward as if you will never recover it. And then if anything comes back, it's a pleasant surprise. But you don't want to be counting on it, even if it hurts. You're better off accepting that loss right now, processing that trauma, moving forward in a productive way. And then if it comes back, great. And then you can use it to your advantage.
Sorry, I didn't see the morning stream. Where do they find these funds?
You don't watch every stream?
Well, that's we'll get into that. We have a story on it, and that's kind of a lot of the question. Basically, they have They didn't really say where they found it. They've just located approximately $5 billion in cash
Uncle Gary.
or liquid crypto. You
Yeah,
know,
I'm
so-
automatically suspicious.
Yeah, a lot of people are. Kellum, SEC going to take the money before they get it back to retail. Aren't they supposed to, quote unquote, protect investors? Yeah, there's, I think, 150 million due to the SEC, which is just bizarre. Clawback from the BlockFi stuff. When it comes to paying back, they should start at the bottom and work up. Don't want that slime ball O'Leary getting anything back. I agree, Casino Doggy. That is the way I would prefer it to work. Generally, not the way it does work. Crypto Mikey, question for all of you. If you had to pick two predictions, which one has more chance to happen? HBAR to $1, Algo to $5. Let's pull them up right now. Oh, see. I'm on a new computer today, guys. It's very small, and I'm not used to it, so just bear with me. That's what she said. All right.
Oh, so you got a new Apple. I just joined, while you're looking, I just joined the Apple ecosystem. Jumped from Pixel 6a to the iPhone 14 Pro Max.
Hey,
How
Let's
does it feel?
Very bearish on Apple OS.
Yeah, how's the,
Hate
the
it.
tech crux?
Hate it. It's much worse than Android
Yeah,
OS.
what you
much worse.
What you learn once you move over to that operating system is, oh, I don't really need to interact with this operating system all that much. That's what starts happening. You just don't. Yeah, it is very different. If you've grown up on Android, you have a lot more control over what you're doing. Options.
Well, to me, it's less button presses with Android.
So if
I want to put a question mark, it's a lot easier on an Android. If I want to pull up my app library, it's a lot easier. And I know there's some things with Apple that's easier. I just haven't discovered them yet.
Okay, so
yeah,
we're looking-
it'll grow on you slowly. I like both.
Yeah,
I
it
like
does grow on you slowly.
Android's operating system better, but the reliability and the simplicity of Apple, I always go back to.
So he said HBAR to $1 or Algo to $5. So we got Algo at 0.19 right now.
I mean, should we do the coin perspective?
All right, so we're looking at a
Yes.
So that's a 25x essentially,
And Hedera at 0.4. Yeah, we can
which
do
is
a coin
another
perspective.
basically 25x there.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna go with
pretty even.
HBAR.
Yeah, closer
like-
to a 20x, but I think it was 4 or 5 or higher, right?
It's here, right? The coin perspective.
Yeah.
And then this is going to be too. I don't know if this is going to be take too much time, but Algo. And so we're going to drag.
If anybody's really good at math, throw it in the chat. What would be?
I got it right here.
They said to
Oh,
30 or to how
Look
much?
at that.
They
You
said
can do it by
Algo to
price
5.
target. It looks like you maybe change price target, it'll move the other parameters.
So
Oh,
$35 billion.
Refresh this then. And just move the price target here.
Yeah, I think you just
But this is
Type
big.
it.
Oh, I got to put Algo here. I thought changing it over here would change it here. So $5. $36 billion market cap.
That's it?
Alright.
And then H bar.
24.
That was
Oh, that was
DZ.
DZ. Good job.
DZ's our math guy. 7 point.
And this I said it'd be closer to 20 versus 25. If I had to guess 22.3, I don't know.
Is that right? 7.2 billion for H bar? Didn't look like that moved.
Maybe I have to hit coin again. Maybe it did, auto undid it or something.
On the job learning.
Market cap is 7. Okay.
I don't know why it's. Yeah, I guess that's right. 7.2 billion. Let me see if it changes if I
What?
hit 2.
Wait, yeah, because didn't it just say it was a nickel? So it's definitely more than a 400x or a 400%, which is a 5x.
Yeah, if Algorand had a market cap of 7. Wait, why is it not changing? I guess I got to change it here. Got to change it in both places. There you
I
go.
think it usually does automatically change it because every time I've used it, it's automatically changed. That's weird.
How come it
There you go.
doesn't-
25 billion.
Boom. Okay.
25 billion for H bar.
Okay, I said 22.3 is 21. I'll see myself out.
Come on, DZ.
I said H bars.
You said H bar. What do you think, DZ? Algo or H bar? I mean, it's basically the same X for both of them. So it's. I guess it's more. What do you believe will have a stronger move?
I feel like I know it's a little bit harder because there'll be a slightly larger market cap, but with that it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I think the AJ Wrights cryptos of the world are a lot stronger than the whatever the H bar equivalents are.
The community's super strong in Algo.
Yeah.
Yeah, H bar. It's okay. That's great take. Hedera Hashgraph. Terrible name.
Yeah,
Terrible
Bad
branding. Terrible. And we've talked to the team before. Actually, I think is it H bar. We might have a call with the CEO today or tomorrow. But
You gonna tell them it's a terrible name?
we have. They have terrible marketing, and they 2 years ago they were uninterested in it. They said, "Oh, well, our tech is superior. It will grow." You know, and so there's two different mindsets sometimes when it comes to projects. I think you need strong tech and you need strong marketing. You need good product and good marketing. You can't just say product alone will carry us there. Some people like to go with that. I know Exodus
Perfect
wallet.
example, Nikolai Tesla. Genius ideas, horrible marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Very true. And then Thomas Edison, not as good ideas, much better
Nikolai
marketing.
had the
And
worst
better
commercials.
Did he have commercials, really?
Nah, I'm just joking. I don't know.
I mean,
I mean, he's saying, like, do we
versus
really
DC.
know what his advertising skills were like? We don't know.
I do know Edison was a lot of back then. It was more
Politics.
it was
I thought, for
politics
Edison.
and having event. You know, like they would have like town hall style things where they would demonstrate different experiments. And Edison was much better at creating hype around what he was doing.
And also, didn't he FUD?
100%, extremely
he
hard.
like actually engaged in FUD
Well, he
tactics.
flooded alternating current, being like,
Right.
it's what is used to execute people, so stay away from it.
He said it's dangerous and it's unpredictable and we can't control it, except for everything we use today is alternating current. Almost nothing we use today is what Edison
Amazing
was
what a
pushing.
diode does.
Best VPN, bought 2 years of Proton VPN yesterday and kind of wish I chose one that didn't ask for my email when I signed up. I mean, there's a lot of good ones. I mean, you guys have, Frank,
I use Nord.
Nord, that's the one.
Unlimited.
Yeah, Nord's good. I think, is it Blue VPN? Is that one that a lot of people
Yeah.
use? I've always used Nord.
Surf VPN, a lot of people use. I like
Or
Nord
Shark.
because I've used a bunch of them, and like Nord, I just have on. I've never had. I don't have to interact with it. It doesn't automatically turn off. Like I really like Nord. Not sponsored at all.
Yeah.
I have a question from
Yeah.
Extra Large Tinfoil Hat. Question
Hey.
for
Hell
DZ and all his infinite NFT wisdom. Any projects working on IP royalty payments out there? Where does a guy look for new projects? Thanks from Trinidad.
So with the IP, I saw that question. I don't know if you want a platform that maybe tries to solve that issue by creating some sort of dashboard of payment systems, but that seems very, very far away. And there really isn't any. So Bored Ape probably is best known for people using the intellectual property rights to make it to the next level. I'm not getting any money from that Bored and Hungry burger shop. So there's no like real IP sharing that's going on right now. What we have is just, a lot of projects that allow you to use it. But, if you're talking about a dashboard, I mean, that's probably 4 or 5 years away. And it would probably be something internal with the record label, if I had to guess.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of an open-ended question because indirectly, isn't almost every NFT project is trying to move towards something with IP? Not all of them, but like there's a lot of people testing creative ways to implement IP. But as a project, as a platform, maybe like Vivi, would that be something that you can, they're trying to collect Disney and some of that kind of stuff?
We have done something interesting. We're not going to get into the specifics, but we kind of tried to do something similar with the BitBoy YouTube channel, where but no one's really solved it with like a knocked it out of the park dashboard.
It's been
yet.
it's been on the individual NFT holders to try to go and
Spin the gas fees and drop everything. And
I don't know if you guys follow that Coin Fashions on Twitter. I don't know.
great
Some
one.
of those are probably
Yeah.
fake, but
Yeah,
it's
still
pretty
good.
pretty entertaining. I saw one last night where it was a guy like I was saving up $400K for a second home, and my son convinced me to buy a Bored Ape at the top. Now I've lost my job. My Bored Ape is down $100K, and I can't even sell the stupid monkey because my son did a licensing deal with a cannabis company. So, but to that point, they are using their monkey in an IP agreement to try to generate revenue. That guy's very upset that he can't take his profits and pay for his family's needs right now. But IP, I think we'll see that'll be kind of not a new niche, but that'll be a niche that we see have some strong growth. I think in 24 and 25, some people are going to be doing some creative things beyond just Snoop's ape or Eminem. I think the apes have the strongest play right now as far as we were talking about ApeCoin a little bit today. And I think that would be one. They've got a coin, they've got a project. If they could come up with a way to reward ape holders within other side, if other side can go do a licensing deal with, hey, build Disneyland in our metaverse, build, this within our metaverse. That could be something pretty interesting. Let's see.
What's Biscuit's take on IP? Asked Big Hands Dan.
I'm writing this. So I'm in general, I'm all about IP rights solely because I do music and I'm working on multiple patents. So I'm all about IP rights.
Cool.
BTC Poppy says, DZ, Frank and DZ for sure dress the comfiest in my opinion. Yeah, they
All thanks to Iran.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. You're
I wore button-ups and jeans.
and then you saw Iran and you're like, what the?
Yeah, fifth
Yeah.
day. I was like, what am I doing?
yeah. I remember
I worked
talking
way
about
harder
that when
than
we
this
first
guy.
got here.
Yeah, I
being
worked way
like,
harder than this guy.
That's
I'm
great.
going to be the one dressing comfortably.
Yeah.
He needs to be in the button.
Shout out to Iran. He is
We
gonna
love
come.
Iran.
He's gonna
but
come
you
join
phoned
us.
it in, Iran. You phoned it in. You came in at 11 a.m. with your Red Bull, and we literally couldn't talk to you for 45 minutes. So
Yeah.
but we love Iran.
Yeah.
We had poor Iran.
We still have love for Iran.
Ben and I had a discussion very early on about the time he arrived. It's like, you know what? Sometimes the people you just like, they're not morning people. He's never going to show up at 9. We just need to accept he's going to get here at 10. And
Hey, you know what? He
Just
had
move
that
his
rundown.
time to 10.
The
I am
rundown
definitely not a
worked.
morning
It did.
I'm
person.
not morning.
I hate the morning. I'm a night owl. I feel like my day starts like mid afternoon. I'm like, all right, now I'm up. Let's do something.
Another question from Big Hands Dan. Question for DZ. How are you liking the lumber price decrease while remodeling?
I'm actually, I'm waiting to buy a whole bunch of lumber for a big patio area that I need to redo. And I've been loving it. I actually haven't pulled the trigger yet on lumber. I need to get my truck out of the parking lot here. I'm trying to work on it. But I'm loving it. And I did purposely, once I saw that crash happening, I kind of thought about it. And you see the new home constructions, everything's down. I put a lot of pause on some of the more lumber intensive home improvement projects.
Nice.
all right, so what is that guy saying about Tether?
Basically, he's saying the reserves are fraudulent. But my only issue with people saying Tether's reserves are fraudulent is we have no proof. So someone's saying it's fraudulent and someone's saying I know it's legit. They both have equal evidence, which is 0. And so it's just hard to really judge. What is Tether's reserves? I don't know. I haven't looked at it myself. I don't want to try to mind read what they might be.
What I would say on that is I've heard that argument. I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion. Sure, if you want to, you think you have the audit, cool. But I've heard Tether is insolvent since the day I got into crypto. I've seen billions and billions. I've seen people try to short it. I've seen a run on USDT and it hasn't. I've seen billions of dollars being moved and withdrawn from it and having absolutely no issue. So I think what we're seeing with USDC and USDT is more of a trade war, a war of market share control. And so I think a lot of that is FUD against USDT. We know Bitfinex started it. They have a ton of money. We know a lot of the people that were behind Tether. I know it had sketchy beginnings. I'm not trying to deny that. But I also know the people that were involved with it had insane amounts of money, and it's some of that dark wealth that's throughout the world still today. So as long as you're able to use it for liquidity, shouldn't question it. Now, am I going to put hundreds of millions of dollars in it for reserves? No, but I don't think most of you guys have hundreds of millions of dollars to put in it. If you have 10K in there, you're safe.
And people with hundreds of millions of dollars have not been able to successfully depeg it.
That's what I'm saying. That should be some pretty strong evidence for you. And so you got to kind of look at those facts.
And Caroline was able to peg it. Oh, sorry, different discussion.
From Joseph Cupador, TJ, I live in Houston and we can't use Binance. How do you think they will handle the Voyager situation?
Ooh, you mean specifically Binance US, not legal in Texas or New York, I believe. And so I believe what you're saying is if you had an account with Voyager, I would say stay tuned. They might get that worked out here pretty soon. But I can't tell you that for sure. I have no idea how they would handle that. Good question. Another good use case for a VPN, I guess.
Satoshi Glockamoto asked, question for everyone. What long-term hold other than Bitcoin and ETH are you the most bullish on for this next bull run?
Ada, next question.
Yeah.
Long-term hold. What is your, I guess long-term means through the next bull run?
Yeah. You're comfortable next bear having it in your portfolio.
But most everyone's going to say Ada.
I feel like it's Ada.
I was gonna say bunk. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably Ada.
AJ would say Algo.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be wrong in the office.
Yeah, somebody's got to shill their own bags. I would say, I like Ada. Really, guys, I'm looking at ETH layer 2s. I think Optimism, Matic, and Arbitrum are going to be extremely strong. And those are, I don't know if you consider those long-term holds.
That's actually good. If I were to say which one is more likely to fail, Cardano over Polygon for me.
And I
hate saying it.
I hate saying it too.
This is Cardano.
Yeah, I love Cardano. I love Ada. I'm concerned. I'm not concerned about the next bull run. I'm concerned about the one after that. And you see, somebody says
so I feel
E-Gold.
like this comes down to because I'm gonna immediately be like, that seems insane to say. Because tech-wise, I would say Cardano is a lot better. But back to what Johnny was saying earlier is Cardano being so decentralized, a lot of people are going to FUD it versus something like ETH that VCs can sit there and control. So it's like you got to remove tech, you got to remove the fan base, and it comes down to the people and the players with the money being the VCs, to where it's like, unfortunately, there is some validity there to where Cardano might fail because of that fact.
That's my concern. That's the only thing that concerns me about ADA is the powers that be using regulation and every tactic they can to stop decentralization. What are you guys laughing at?
Taco in the
TJ,
chat.
don't you start your ADA fudding today.
Guys, you know I'm left and right on ADA right now. I wake up some days and I love it. I go to sleep some days and I'm crying about it. I'm holding it. That's probably, we have a lot of it as a company. We have a lot of it individually. I think it's going to go to a new all-time high next cycle. My question is, what do I do when I see ADA at a new all-time high? For the next cycle?
And do we see basically imperialism 2.0 and Africa of Cardano taking over? And that's kind of a very valid thing to think of. It's like,
well, China's taken over. You know what? Who's going to win Africa? CBDC, the digital yuan. I'm saying it.
Potentially. I mean,
there's a lot more money in that than Cardano Foundation. China's spending a lot more money than Cardano Foundation down there.
And that's kind of what he's saying is the big governments, big money that want to maintain control. They're going to do everything they can. They've got, like you said, a lot of money to airdrop, to feed,
like
to
China's
educate.
building their highway systems, right? So what are they going to put on the toll booth if they had to choose a crypto? They're going to choose like a digital,
They're going to put
CBDC
theirs. Yeah.
versus, everyone have a Cardano wallet. It's just, I don't know.
it's whatever assimilates with the iScan easier.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Something that they can get all of your, what's it?
Biometric
Vital
data.
data. Yeah, biometric data. Yeah.
Unforgettable Name said, thoughts on KDA?
Kadena?
Dead or, I guess so, dead or potential because of institutional backing.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the JP Morgan's involved in it. It's a hybrid proof of work, proof of stake token. If you want to mine, sure, mine it. I'm a big believer in everything will, and again, it all depends on your time preference. Like if you're talking 1 to 2 years, anything's game. If you're talking 10 years plus, only proof of work chain that's interesting to me is Bitcoin. And there's a lot of game theory and logic behind if proof of work stays relevant over time, all proof of work will migrate to one chain because, other than just spec mining, and everything else will just be spec mining. Like if you're mining on Ethereum, you're just doing it to sell. Ethereum Classic. If you're mining on Kadena, you're doing it just to take you're hoping it's going to pump and you're going to be able to take profits, but the only real value chain that is proof of work is Bitcoin. You can make a case for maybe some privacy coins, but Monero and Bitcoin are my only two proof of work chains that really have any interest to me beyond spec mining. If you're a miner, great. Spec mine, take the profits. I don't have any problems with it. We used to do it a lot when I first started. It's a great way to learn how blockchains work. I would recommend that for sure. Setting up a miner, getting into a pool, watching the transactions come in, seeing the mempool. It's very cool to experience. Same thing. It's best experience rather than learned. I did not understand mining until I did. I kind of understood it in my head, but then when you do it, it's like, oh, now everything becomes a lot more clear. So
shout out to 150 people in the chat.
Let's go.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, guys, we're trying to get up over that 200 mark, 300 by the end of the year live. So really appreciate you guys being here. Tell a friend, smash the likes, share, follow, sub, do all the things. Also, shout out to the audio podcast crowd. If you guys wanted to listen to this while you're driving, we do have audio distribution across most audio platforms, wherever Libsyn distributes to, which I think hits Apple Music and Spotify. But
this is where I can.
We're gonna crush 300 people live.
Yeah, I think so
for
too.
Sure.
I think so too. And that's we're already at 150. So and look at who we got here. We got the goats. Well, goat actually retired word for 2023 over.
Oh, right.
For exactly the reason because I just used it incorrectly. Nobody really understands it. There can only be one in any one category.
So we can say Kaizol
that's
then?
true.
What's that?
We can say Kaizol.
It's the A squad.
What is Kaizol?
It's goat in Russian.
Top G is taking over goat.
Do I
Let's
get
go.
to disagree
Top G's
with
the new
Big
goat.
Hands Dan here? So he says it will more likely be a chip for identification for biometrics than retinal, but you can more likely hack a chip than you can to genetically alter your eyes. That might change
That's not
soon.
what's going to happen. It's going to be eyes over chips because look what's
No,
already
that's
happening.
what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
eyes
Well,
over
it's
chips
just
because-
obvious.
Yeah, it's already happening.
Saying you're wrong, person, whoever you are.
Because it's like, what are you going to do? Get like a contact that is basically nanotech that's able to alter itself, or reprogram a chip? It's like the higher security is going to be with the retinal.
Knowles Deep said, I know how you guys feel about Kevin O'Leary, but he is a fan of a lot of great projects. How do you guys feel about investing in the projects that are unfortunately in Kevin's sights? I'm conflicted because some of these projects are definitely going to have a bright future.
I met the guy in person. He had nothing but bozo take after bozo take.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he is, investing in something that's a great project is by luck.
Didn't you say he had like a
skill.
weak little handshake too?
Oh God, don't tell me.
My arm was full cast mode at that time.
Yeah,
so.
and you had a stronger handshake.
Yeah.
Bearish
Exactly how it
on
happened.
Kevin O'Leary's
Enzo Mining says
takes.
BJ's wicked smart.
That's not true.
I would ask what projects he looks at. I mean, obviously, if you look at his investments in FTX and FTT, that didn't work out too well. I would say, a lot. Again, you got to separate sometimes your ideology and your investment strategy, and you can invest with, sentimental reasons or philanthropic reasons. Mutable X. Okay. That one has a lot.
That's another FTX.
Yeah, it is
tangentially related.
It is, but it is strong. They do have good partnerships.
I like them.
Yeah, you just have to decide for yourself. He's not going to destroy. One person doesn't make or break any project, in my opinion. And if he does, that's probably
Unless it's Sam.
Well, and if they do, it's probably not a project you want to be involved in. If your whole investment, like if the only reason you're investing in Cardano is because of Charles Hoskinson,
You're fine.
that's not good. Now I don't think he does make or break it. Obviously, he has a large influence, just like Ethereum has a large influence, or Vitalik has a large influence on Ethereum. That being said, if either one of those people were to be hit by a bus tomorrow,
or a falconing incident.
yeah, those projects would still go on, and they would both be the first person to tell you that's the way it should be. That's part of decentralization.
Now, Hex does need Richard Hart.
Oh gosh,
Because there's no tech.
yeah, that's I won't even say it because then they're gonna all be in the comments, and I'm gonna have to respond.
We're trying to get more viewers. Come on.
Now,
I don't want them that bad, guys.
Let me say this about Immutable X. You can love a project, you can love a tech, but a certain coin or a certain project can have headwinds when it comes to price action.
Mm-hmm.
And Immutable X has a lot of headwinds when it comes to price action. And there's other coins that are also have great tech that don't have those same headwinds. And the headwinds specifically with that coin is a lot of FTX dumping coming down the pipeline, or already has happened, and there's just going to be a lot of VC money dumping that token, unfortunately.
And there was a question earlier, Frank, are you going to live stream the CPI?
Yeah.
Go live for that.
I am now.
Watch
You think
out,
that's a good
Tom.
idea?
There
I
you
think it's
go.
a good
Yeah,
idea.
I think it's a good. I know a lot of people do go live, and it's kind of why I haven't really done it. It's like so many other of
Steal
YouTubers
Tom
and
Crown's views.
Yeah,
There it is.
I know. Yeah, it's like
Got him.
Tom Crown crushes those. I know a lot of people go live, but yeah, I could go live. We'll hang
Maybe
out.
duo.
Yeah, that's a
Duo
good
live
point.
stream. That'd be sick. And you could
Ooh,
push
yeah.
it to yours. He could push it to his. You have a
Just
battle
straight
to see
salt
who
and
could get
pepper.
more concurrent.
Good point.
Yeah,
Let's do it. Well, there you go. Wait, who said that?
Somebody further up in the chat. I
Well,
didn't
I'm
see
doing it because of you. Whoever that was, let me know in chat.
Why
I'll
is it
shout you out if we go
lice
live.
time?
What?
Why is it called lice time?
Where do you see that?
Lice time?
New Frankie Candle's lice time?
Lice
What
time.
do you like?
I told you,
I
chemistry,
thought-
bro.
I
I
thought it was
told
an
you not to
inside
tell
joke.
anybody
I
I
thought it
had
was an
lice. I was
inside
trying to
joke.
keep it
I
under
don't know.
wraps so I could
You
keep coming to
look
the
like somebody
office.
who'd have
Hey, I
lice.
had lice when I was like 7.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
A Stone said, "What do you guys think about VeChain?"
7 weeks ago. So.
I really liked VeChain. I held a lot of VeChain in the 2021 bull run. Now, it's TX Dusto. I'll shout you out, dude. If we go live, I will definitely shout you out. But I was actually really bullish on VeChain and held it throughout the last bull run. Made a decent bit. And now, I was actually I was looking at token metrics, and token metrics was it was pretty high up in its investor grade, meaning it would be a good long-term buy right now. And but chat's going crazy. But when it comes to right now, I was thinking, I was like, should I buy some VeChain?
wasn't
And now
on
I
my
just feel
head.
like it's kind of a boomer coin.
I
But
think that's called crabs.
Yeah,
I-
that's probably called crabs.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead, Frank. Frank's giving you guys
Stop
some sauce. We're over here
interrupting,
talking
Frank.
about lice and crabs. So
Listen,
look, it's a little dingy in the basement. You can get both of those
I'm
things
getting
if you're not
itchy,
careful. Yeah.
like just reading the chat.
Oh
so.
God, I'm sitting on the same couch as him. But yeah, no, I was really bullish on VeChain in the last bull run. Made a good bid on it, and the reason being is because it's something that's actually being used And I am still bullish on it. I just don't know how many people are going to care. It's like, I feel like the hype has fallen off at this point. And I think a lot of people call it a boomer coin. I hate calling things boomer coins, but for lack of a better term, it feels like a boomer coin. So I probably will be buying a little bit of VeChain, especially because the token metrics investor grade is pretty high up there. And I believe in the project. Again,
I could not be more bearish on it.
Really? For what reason?
On VeChain?
Oh, dang, I got to back it up now. No. So I do think it's going to have some decent price action. You know, it's going to pop when Bitcoin pops. Why? Because it's going to be a legacy coin. Why? Because a lot of people have big bags of it. Why? They want those big bags to be even bigger bags. The problem with VeChain is VeChain doesn't know what the heck it wants to be. When I see VeChain, this logistics-based coin, have NFTs, it makes me bearish on the whole ecosystem because it seems like we've gone from trying to capture this really targeted area of logistics blockchain, and now we're trying to compete in the giant ocean that is L1s, and they're going to lose that battle. And if they just would have stuck with that little microcosm, I'd feel a lot better about it. I understand NFTs brings more eyeballs, and now maybe we're more likely to be Amazon's logistics. No, you're not. No, you're not. No.
I think they need NFTs to really be a supply chain blockchain, in my opinion.
It doesn't make sense to me, and it's
kind of like hype.
Weird.
It's like hype hopping kind of thing. I get what you're saying for sure. Also, yeah, shout out to whoever just said VeChain in the UFC. It is also like one of those projects that's like, I mean, you see it out there promoted. It's nice, you know. They're still showing face, especially in a bear market. Every single UFC fight, you see that VeChain logo on the canvas. But yeah, I will say, like, I was much more bullish on it previously. Again, it has like that boomer coin feel to it, and DZ does make a couple good points, but I think it'll do good. I just don't know if it's going to be one of my biggest.
I have a VeChain
bags.
take too. Alaskan BTC said, just got my first JPEG Junkie. Shout out to you. Awesome.
Let's go.
Rocking the JPEG Junkies hoodie there. Got the Mutant Ape hat, you know, NFT'd out.
Well, there's a mutant ape in his syringe.
Oh, look
he has
at that.
a board
Is
ape in there. Yeah,
He's getting ready.
That's so
Getting
sick.
ready
It
to get lit.
matches.
Talk about a junkie. So my take on VeChain, and yeah, I got to eat my lunch sometimes, guys. One of the most relevant use cases for blockchain beyond money transfer, beyond DeFi, in my opinion, is supply chain management over time. That being said, there's, you know, to kind of what BJ was talking about with Cardano earlier, there's so much political posturing and politics that comes into supply chain management, especially if you're talking globally between all of the, you know, between the US and, you know, basically everybody in the entire world. That's their goal, is they want to do supply chain tracking for all sorts of stuff. NFTs extremely relevant to that. I think that, you know, all of these products will be NFT'd, and you're scanning these things to know exactly where things come from. You know, if you're talking, oh, you know, I've got my organic coffee, whatever. Now I can really tell by scanning the QR code on the bag exactly where all these ingredients came from and who touched it every step along the way, because they're registering it along the, you know, along the supply chain by QR scans all the way through the process. It will speed up the efficiency, and it will create a much more robust database that everybody can pull from, but it's going to take a long time, and there's going to be a lot of politics involved. So very interesting niche to look at, but that's one thing I encourage people to do when they're investing in crypto, is to understand the niche you're going after. And if supply chain is a niche you like, I would say find 2 or 3. VeChain, obviously a first mover in it. There's other ones that are going after the supply chain. But for me personally, I like to look at smart contract platforms. That's, you know, layer 1s or layer 0s these days. Those tend to be the ones that I've had the strongest returns on. You know, there's metaverse chains, there's there's money transfer like XRP and Dash and some of those, but there's, you know, so look at the niche, understand the niche, look at the competitors, and then make your decisions accordingly, is what I would say on VeChain. Still a strong project, has a lot of potential and a lot of promise, but it also has an extremely long roadmap, and a lot of things could come in as attack vectors along the way. That's the other thing you need to look at. Odds of success and likely ways to attack it. Right now, really the only main attack vector on Bitcoin right now is energy FUD, and we know it's just that, FUD. So you can be very safe moving into that as a wealth store transfer coin. It's far and away the number one. Ethereum, very strong smart contract platform, huge first mover advantage, huge economy. So you're looking at, okay, what's 2, 3, 4, 5 on smart contract platforms? Obviously, Cardano's done extremely well, and, you know, a lot of other ones. So you can invest in those and take your profits as those go along, but you know there's going to be 3 to 4 probably market, you know, history tells us there's generally 3 to 4 market product placements in each market. We're not going to have one, you know, smart contract.
You know who I choose, and I'm interested to see what your 2 opinions is, Ali, BJ as well. if I were to predict who's going to say, you painted a scenario, we buy some item, I don't know, maybe it's a toy, maybe it's this hat, and I want to know where the items came from. Let's track the logistics. I see that when I do that and I scan it and it's a wallet on my phone, you know what crypto coin I see doing that? It's going to be on Polygon over VeChain. What do you think of those odds?
For sure.
Yeah, high.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, I'll disagree on that one, but we don't have
So
to
you
get
think
into
it'd
the
be more
details.
likely to be VeChain versus Polygon to check the
Because I don't see Polygon. I don't think Polygon's
with an
going.
NFT.
Yeah, I don't think they're trying to go after supply chain. They're not trying to create those relationships.
But like, say
You're just
say it
saying
happens-
hypothetically?
So Polygon has a partnership with Starbucks. I want to scan my cup and see where the beans came from. It's going to be Polygon,
And I would agree with him.
and then
because-
boom, network effect.
so
potentially.
What because I actually don't know what partnerships does VeChain have, because say that Polygon does already have a lot of these partnerships and they don't see the supply chain market. It's a lot easier for them to pivot into that than for VeChain to get these partnerships that Polygon already has.
Yeah, I agree with that point.
I'd have to look. I don't know what partnerships VeChain
I don't
has.
know either.
But
I have no clue.
it's important,
The
guys,
CCP?
to think about B2B versus B2C. There's a lot. Supply chain management is generally all B2B. It doesn't matter. The public really only needs to interact with the end result. It's getting the stuff moving with all these food processing places. And again, that's where I would say the politics come into a lot of this stuff. I don't think it's gonna be either one, to be honest. I think it's gonna be one that has a lot of heavy government involvement. Let's see. VeChain has partnerships with several: UFC, BMW, PwC.
I feel like all those stories were from like 2021 though.
Yeah.
It was PwC.
I don't know what
I don't
PwC.
know.
H&M.
I feel like
Volkswagen.
everything Polygon's like last 9 months.
Yeah, but again, Polygon very focused on consumer based.
I would say
Disney-
they're focused on B2B. They have the best biz dev in the entire crypto space.
Right, but who are they partnering with? Consumer facing businesses. Starbucks is B2C. Disney is B2C. Yes, they have good business development to create those relationships.
To your point, when it comes to scanning an item, that's going to be a B2B partnership with a B2C front-facing, that's how it executes.
Yeah, a front end
It's a
for the
customer.
consumer at the end.
It's a person, a customer at the end.
They
Right.
really do
So it
have a
still works
partnership.
for Polygon's strategy.
How does the BBC fit in?
They really do have
Oh,
a
to what
partnership with the
context?
CCP.
Yeah, what BBC?
Yeah. What's that?
They really do have a partnership with the CCP.
Who? VeChain?
Yeah.
I do have bad blood when it comes to VeChain, and it is, it's xenophobic, but it was those probably 2-3 years ago where they had those pump groups with VeChain in like Chinese villages. And to me, it's just like, I don't know.
remember that.
When I see the distribution, 2 years ago like that, I don't know if it can really like have the war chest to make these business partnerships that are going to be necessary to be the logistics crypto.
Yeah. I agree. It's going to be, that's part of why we backed off of it. Again, it's a little too political for me. Yes, they claim not to be a Chinese project.
You can't be that big in China and not be connected with.
Yeah, and they moved, but
yeah.
that was basically when we used to hold a lot of VeChain. We like kind of what Frank was saying. We did well with it in the last market when we were trying to cut our portfolio down. I think it was about 20 projects. That was one of the bubble ones, and not because we don't think it has good fundamentals, but we moved away from it specifically for those political reasons. And you guys can have to decide for yourselves on that. But obviously, a lot of hot takes on VeChain here, and I agree with a lot of your points. Matic could have a very strong case to be the supply chain one, but that's what we're gonna have to see. That's what time will tell, and you'll see as time progresses which direction these things are going. Supply chain management, I don't think will be clear who's going to be running that 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, just because it's going to be so much political back and forth and controversy on it.
Just a final point, I kind of see it operating like what we would say 7 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. What is going to be the finance app that's on your Apple phone or on your Android phone? No, it's going to be Android. It's going to be Google. It's going to be Apple.
Right, like
not
Google
gonna be
Pay,
some-
Samsung Pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be this big L1 that solves that, not this like, it wasn't a finance app that we're using when we're trying to buy something at the gas station.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. And that's part of where when the market settles into a few of those market providers, then they innovate, based on what their
I
user
think you
base.
made a really good point. There is all these industries, there's going to be like 3 winners.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Real quick, BJ, what was the title? I need to make sure I hit
Of
whatever
this?
it was. Yeah, because I love going with the chat. I just want to make sure we say whatever it was.
Blockchain basement and BJ's dominance.
That was
No, it's,
definitely not it.
FTX recovers $5 billion.
Is there anything in parentheses? Oh, deep market picks.
100x crypto altcoin.
All right,
Moonshot.
we'll hit this real quick, and then we're gonna get to William Carver's question because I think we'll get some really spicy, some deep altcoin picks. So FTX has recovered over $5 billion in cash. Liquid crypto report. We did talk about this a little bit. At peak, they had a total of $9 billion in liabilities. So that's approximately 50% there. So we do want to look at that. It doesn't say where they found it. It did $5 billion in cash and liquid cryptocurrencies. Yeah, exactly. Check in there. So, they rolled all of their profits out of Bonk, and all of a sudden they have $5 billion. Weird how that works. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think they did Bonk. But oh, hey, there's a vape pen. So yeah, I did want to hit that. We did talk about it, I guess, a little bit, so we can move on from there. So, shout out to William Carver. He asked this on Twitter. Oh, he was responding to there's my OMG, guys. 17.745. I think this was $100 at one point, so that was probably a lot more than $20. And he asked this question for the basement dwellers tomorrow: what's the deepest coin everyone's willing to go public with on a where's Coinbase? Speculation alert, speculation alert,
Probably a rug pull. Probably a rug pull.
Deeper than the top 100, not financial advice, of course. So I asked everybody to kind of come up with one. I know mine. I've actually mentioned it on here before. Well, I don't know if I've mentioned the coin before, but
what is it?
Well, I'm gonna go last. But who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, BJ went first.
Yeah.
Okay, so BJ, you got it now. Why?
Well, here's the thing: is it's probably the most like golden goose thing ever. Is they're trying to basically create interoperability across chain with everything. So
okay,
it's kind of the golden goose. If they pull
got
it
$100 million
off,
market cap, ranking 171. And I will, if you want to pull up Coin Market Cap real quick, I will say this: there's a lot of gold between 150 and 200 on Coin Market Cap. Now, there's also a lot of trash, but I've seen a lot of people do extremely well in the 100 to 200 range. We're sitting at $100 million market cap right now.
That's a borderline micro cap. It's not truly.
That's what I'm saying.
cap.
It's easy. Like, if it does well, that's an easy, probably 20x.
And I have a gross amount of it.
All right. So BJ's picking Nervous. So what's their? You said interoperability.
Interoperability cross chain with everything, and then they have the tokenization to kind of help alleviate some of the pain points there. And
traded on Binance, KuCoin, Bittrex.
They're Australian.
It's got major listings. Got some decent. Where's the some okay volume on Binance? Yeah. Not nothing, compared for a small one. So, all right.
30 Bitcoin.
Frank, you said that's what you'd put in, 30 Bitcoin?
No, 600K volume.
Oh, right.
Or actually more than that now.
Yeah. Frank, you said you'd go next. What's your pick?
So for the next bull run, I am extremely...
Crypto Anon says Crypto Zoo. That was Logan Paul's thing, right?
Yeah. Shout out to Logan Paul.
That's a troll, guys. Don't buy that. It was a rug pull.
This is the next big low cap gem for me is going to be Calf Coin. And
this is Frank's coin, guys.
No, I'm not affiliated.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. But I'm really bullish. I'm glad that BJ just brought this up because I'm bullish on interoperability for the next bull run. Right?
Hey, check out that hat.
We got new hat. Shout out to the new merch, guys. It's the candle hat that everybody complimented me on always. But we changed the candle colors to my candle colors. There's also more merch that I'll be wearing on my stream tonight. Super cool stuff. But yeah, really bullish on interoperability for the next bull run. And, all these chains need a way to communicate. So I think whoever is able to figure that out is going to do really well. So obviously Cosmos is not a low cap gem, but bullish on Cosmos. But I'm looking at, I've been looking at a lot of altcoins in the Cosmos ecosystem. But one I've been looking at is Fetch.ai. And that is,
Fetch.
Yeah, Fetch. I actually saw somebody.
Stop trying to make Fetch happen.
Fetch is going to happen. Okay,
it already did.
But
Manly
yeah,
crypto.
I saw somebody shout it out there. So I'll go with Fetch, or just really anything on the Cosmos ecosystem. Those because if Cosmos is going to run next bull run, a lot of those altcoins are going to go crazy. So
real quick, Fetch. I'm going to just give the quick numbers on Fetch AI. Rank 147, very close to Nervos on CoinMarketCap, $144 million cap. Does have a max supply unlike Nervos 3.4, circulating total right now 1.1. Interesting. What kind of it's traded on Binance, Coinbase. So definitely has this decent volume again. Also top listings, KuCoin, Kraken, pretty much all the big ones. Interesting. And so, and what is their, what are they trying to do?
They're trying to do a lot. It's actually one that's kind of hard to understand. But one of the things that they're trying to do is going to help people avoid rug pulls using AI, which I thought was really cool and really, really needed in the space. But they also have something called twins that they're trying to do. I'm not a programmer or super heavy tech guy, so I'm probably not the best person to explain it to you. But it does look like a really, really interesting project. If you can find something on those twins.
Trying to do twins, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's a pretty cool project.
All right. Actually, you want to? Yeah, that's all right. All right. Speaking of trying to make it, I'm going to hit this story real quick, and then we're going to come back and do DZ's pick and my pick. Because you mentioned something that was kind of related to this. Ethereum upgrade could make it harder to lose all your crypto. I think this is interesting. We work with somebody project here called Presend. It's designed to basically help you confirm your transactions before you ever send it, so that way you can send with peace of mind and know you're not sending to the wrong chain. You're not trying to send something to Coinbase that they won't accept because it's the wrong network and those sort of things. But if Ethereum could upgrade this within itself, it'd be pretty interesting. Account abstraction, a concept recently embraced by Visa, could make the Ethereum wallet significantly more user-friendly. Now, there are some keywords in here that I know the decentralized maximalists might key in on, and they jumped out to me as well. One of the downfalls of crypto is its costliness of simple screw-ups. For instance, if a user loses their keys to a crypto account, they could lose access to their crypto holdings forever. In the face of this, other potential pitfalls, it's vastly easier to lose your money in crypto than in traditional banking. Blockchain developers increasingly recognize the human error as inevitability, meaning it will be difficult to push crypto into the mainstream without fail-safes. One of these innovations is a concept called account abstraction. On Ethereum, the users have the ability to create two types of accounts. Well, let me see. Where was the part? Here it is. Account abstraction, AA, aims to use smart contracts to execute crypto transactions by creating certain validity rules with AA users. Shout out to Alcoholics Anonymous. Won't need to sign off on every transaction with one's private keys. And this is from one of the guys that submitted the Ethereum improvement proposal. We're going to be at the point in the future where using an Ethereum account, it's going to be just as simple as using a bank. Interesting word choice. A co-author from an Ethereum improvement proposal on AA. People won't have to make the trade-off like, hey, I like decentralization, but it's a pain in the ass to use Ethereum. Ultimately, through AA, developers want to make Ethereum usable as a traditional fiat bank account so users can make transactions more easily, program automatic bill payments, and more. But before understanding AA could change the nature of how one may use crypto, it's important to understand how Ethereum transactions operate today. So, interesting to me. I have to dig more into the technicals on this. There's some, making it a bank account. Great, but also a little scary. We know JP Morgan very heavily involved with consensus. We know, if this is for small transactions, maybe where you don't have to use private, if you're sending $100 or less, I want to set to where I don't need to sign off with my private keys. But then the question is, who's storing those private keys? How is the smart contract interacting with your wallet? I mean, it's obviously some pretty drastic changes to the way it works right now. I just wanted to mention that because I thought it was somewhat interesting. Any quick takes on that from anybody? Good, bad, and different?
I mean, it sounds a lot better doing that versus a soul token.
Right.
Which is like what Vitalik proposed earlier. It seems like this may be a cousin of that, where, hey, if you lose your private keys, maybe there should be some sort of system to retrieve with, offsite verification service, and seems like it's kind of similar to that, just new name. And
yeah, I mean, just so you guys understand, right now a lot of the way people automate things is through connecting to APIs, and then APIs are signing contracts using the private keys, and that's a huge risk when you're talking about a decent amount of funds. We know a lot of people have lost money through API hacks, so this is potentially a way to not be so reliant on APIs. So we'll just have to watch that more as the story develops. So all right, DZ.
Before my gym, AVAX.
Yeah, I want to talk about it.
AVAX is going nuts.
All right,
Everybody in the
we'll
chat's
pull it up
saying-
since we're going to be looking at CoinMarketCap anyways.
Yeah,
All right,
Just
and I'll go ahead and
popped.
preface my coin as we start pulling up that chart.
Bunk.
Those other coins are a lot bigger than the ones they just gave. 150 million market cap. Mine's low market cap. This is a risky
mine's low
play,
too.
very speculative. You might not like it. All right, so what's Avalanche?
Avalanche 9% in the last hour, 14.17 right now.
Okay.
Huge
Okay.
pump. If you want to see specifically, like there's a good morning
Okay.
a good morning green candle for you.
Yeah, someone's earlier typing about the Illuminati's pumping coins. That's an Illuminati pump if I've ever seen one.
Jeez.
No,
All right.
it's more of a parallelogram shape.
Wow, to see that.
That's the shape of the
wick,
Viagra
Look at that.
pill, by the way.
Candle.
Right on the resistance, right up to the
It's almost
14.
like TA works.
Yeah. Just
Man,
magical
If only
lines.
there's a channel people could subscribe to that gave great TA information. But
Frankie Candles.
Can't think of one.
I
heard
heard
about that
All
guy.
right, let me ask you this, Frank. If you see something like this, you looking for a short right there, right?
Yes, definitely. I talked about this the other day. If people are when people are
See,
new to
Manowak said, "Go short now."
yeah. When
Sorry,
people
pulling back.
when people are first getting into trading, their first idea is, oh my God, this one's taken off. Let me hop on and try to hold on to the rocket ship and ride it up. And that is literally the opposite of what you want to do. When you see something ripping like that, you either want to just sit on your hands, wait for it to get to a key level before you make any decisions. And then once it gets to that level, you want to look at what kind of confirmations are you getting. Is it getting bearish confirmations at that level? Or does it look like it's going to push through?
I have a little Avalanche, not enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Huge. Well, now's a good time to buy, I'm
Music
sure.
Maven
Even with
said
this little pump.
It was partnership
Yeah.
with Amazon or AWS.
Yeah, and I'm reading the date. The date on that TechCrunch article is the 11th. So, I mean, that could potentially be the breaking news.
Blockchain solutions for enterprise governments. Yeah, check on that. Verify, make sure. Sometimes people say we have a partnership with Amazon, and that just means they put their stuff on AWS servers. So
Yeah.
Just double check that. I'm not saying that's what Avalanche is doing. I just know we've seen projects do that in the past.
Yeah.
Can you read or go up a little bit or read what? I think it was Big Hands Dan said it. Somebody right at the top asked a question. Now I lost it.
Metabytes asked me
you roll
what kind
up
of
on the chat,
origami
PJ,
project
for
I'm
me?
working on.
Metabyte?
I can't.
Frankie,
I can't remember what it was.
origami project are you working on?
Yeah, it's because I'm
Yes.
folding a piece of paper in my hand. It's a swan, but it's not ready yet. I'll show you in a minute.
Big Hands Dan said we need a Web3 AA/NA group. Might have to add a crypto anonymous club too. Hello, I'm Big Hands Dan, and I'm addicted to crypto. I admit I'm powerless. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty good.
I'm kind of mad at you, TJ, because AVAX was my second biggest bag, and recently I was gonna buy more, and you said don't do it.
Well, when did you say to do, when were you going to do it?
And you didn't say it wasn't financial advice.
Awkward.
Well,
Hold on.
You got to make your own decisions. I also told you not to
Just
buy the
kidding.
top, and you did. So.
Oops.
I probably told you to buy Ethereum, didn't I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Also pumped. So,
That's my new meme. It's just bringing up the stream has ended.
yeah. That actually is not good for a lot of different reasons. It'll kill our engagement.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, guys.
No, it'll kill things on Hit Network on the restream, and
crap.
trying to hold
Sorry.
concurrent
I'm
viewers.
sorry.
All right.
All right, the coin.
The time has come.
Razmataz, it actually is Martini Guy's coin.
You can,
I've been following
the
Martini
chat
Guy
going now.
for a long time. He has this coin. He's put a lot of work into it. He's put a lot of research into it. He's talked to the team. He's met with the team.
Wait, no, I want to buy this.
This is a
before you say it.
long-term hold for him.
No, DG.
I do trust him when he says this. I talked to him personally. We had a meeting about it. And their whole thing is similar to Swissborg. And anybody who was here for Swissborg last time, remember the pump from Swissborg. Ivan on Tech was talking about it all the time. Martini Guy was talking about it. All those 50K to like 150K YouTubers were loving it. And essentially it's a wannabe little app for crypto. Like, hey, make some purchases and maybe you get Satoshis and, refer a friend and get some Bitcoin. And they're all the same. And there's going to be 20 that are going to pop up in the next 20 months. And maybe 2 of them will be bought by some of the existing players. And none of the 20 will really make any real mark. But in that meantime, there's going to be pumps, there's going to be speculation, and everybody's going to be wondering who are the 2 or 3 that are potentially going to be bought by these big corporations. The coin is tap.global, XTP. It is already up.
That.
It's already up. So, you're going to look at it, you say, DZ, it's up 400%, 1,000%. I don't know if it can go up. You got to look at that market cap. Can we pull it up on coin market cap, BJ? So it's a very, very low market cap. So when something doubles, triples, quadruples, if
look
the
on
market cap is
CoinGecko.
under 10 million, That really doesn't mean that much.
Yeah.
Market cap of 7 million. So
Yeah,
those
you
other
wanna
ones
look
were
on Coin-
140. So that means this has to 20x, and then it equals their choices. So after a 20x, that's when we're at $150
So
million
CMC
market
doesn't
cap.
grab all of them. You want to look at CoinGecko.
CoinGecko, yeah, there's two
No,
different
well,
ones.
CoinGecko shows more
CoinGecko
fake
shows
volume, in
about
my
triple
opinion.
the market cap. It's about a 25 million market cap.
I trust CoinMarketCap's numbers over CoinGecko's numbers. Generally
And a lot of
speaking.
people do say that. Now, I bought some. I bought $500 worth. It became worth about $1,900. It dipped down a little bit. Actually, went up to about $2,500. Fell down to like 17, 18. I bought another $100 or $200 worth. If you go on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, you can see where to buy it. Look, this is a low cap. If you don't know how to buy a low cap, watch some videos, okay? Don't buy the wick. Don't clear an
No,
order
it's not
book.
on KuCoin,
If
yeah.
you don't know what clearing an order book means, don't buy this coin.
If you don't
it is
understand
not for
slippage,
the faint of art.
if you don't
Faint of heart.
understand slippage, you shouldn't buy. Okay, so
Yes.
I will say this for all of these picks, guys. Like somebody said, the only person who gives financial advice on the show is Nick. None of us are financial advisors. We're not telling you to go buy this. We're just somebody asked the question. They said, "What is the deepest picks we could take for the next run that we think will do extremely well?" We can go. We'll come back real quick, finish the numbers on this, but I do want to say just operate with extreme caution here. That being said, let's see what market is it on right now? It's Uniswap only, basically.
No.
I mean,
well,
Bittrex.
the Uniswap, we actually were looking, what we assume is the team was adding liquidity on Uniswap yesterday. Okay, this is new, this is fresh, this is hot, all right, this is spicy. But that means you can also get burnt.
Yeah.
Okay, so be careful. I'm not saying go FOMO into this. Now, if you know how to find a smart contract on Uniswap and do the trade yourself, by all means, do that. If what I said sounds like gobbledygook to you, do not do that because you're going to lose all your money. You're gonna buy
If
the
you
wrong
guys
coin.
know, when you're looking for projects, find. Generally speaking, I like to use CoinMarketCap. They have the contract address listed right there. You use that link. Don't go, right here, contract address underneath it. Again, not financial advice. I'm not recommending any of you go out and buy these right now. Mine is. It's so funny. There's Franks and DZs were very close. I mean, Franks and BJs were very close in value. They were both around 150 on CoinMarketCap. Tap coming in number 800 right now. Mine, I think, is in the 2000s. So,
yeah.
but it's also very
Very
similar in
deep.
market cap because it's 7.4. So I guess it really falls off there around that. So my deep pick for this cycle, again, not recommending people to buy it. There's only one place I think you can buy it right now. Is
I'm nervous.
Apex Protocol. Apex Protocol, it is the token that goes with apex.exchange.
Frankie FOMO.
Bye.
They can't call me Frankie FOMO for nothing.
Yeah. You guys have heard me mention this before. I think self-custody, no KYC derivative exchanges will be a trend in the next bull market. We've already seen some things with GMX and I always want to call it DXY, but it's like XY. It's like X's and Y's and there's 4 letters. It's like
DYDX.
DYDX. Thank you.
DYDX.
I can never remember it, but so Apex Protocol coming in at number 2678 on CoinMarketCap with a total market cap of 7.3. I think this is going to do. The Apex.exchange is a derivatives platform created by the founders and team at Bybit. I think, if you guys don't know, Bybit is a very popular derivatives exchange right now. And I think they see the writing on the wall for the future, and that this is their future business model for the team at Bybit to have a completely decentralized exchange that that people provide the liquidity to themselves. You can withdraw it back to your own wallet. It's self-custody. I think self-custody exchanges will be big in 24 and 25. The only place you can get it, according to this, is Bybit right now on it paired with USDT or USDC. Has 1.4 million in volume. Not bad.
Can we see the chart?
See the chart? Sure. Overview.
I'm gonna second this one. Yeah,
is
you
the
actually got me juiced up here, TJ.
Yeah, this is the chart, right? Oh, I'm not trying to scroll that, but this is the chart right here. It only launched back in June. A lot of people don't even know about this. They're not really promoting it a lot right now.
See that support?
Yeah, we can go back here. Yeah,
Look at the top, like on the left side and the right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's
then
got
support and it was resistance in July.
It's got
August.
room to move already, and like I said, it's extremely deep pick. So, like William Carver, that's what you wanted. You wanted our deepest picks. I feel again, extreme caution with all of these things. Like DZ said, they will pump, they will also dump. You will, if you don't know what you're doing with low caps, you have to know what you're doing basically, and part of dealing with really low caps is being okay with getting wrecked. That's just part of it. So I don't know how many caveats to give this, but you guys are pretty smart here in the basement. So that's my deep pick. I feel fairly safe with it, but obviously there's a chance that it never hits critical mass. The exchange could fail. There could be a hack, etc. And it is the purpose of it. I think you get discount fees and stuff on the exchange, that sort of stuff. You earn fees and commissions and stuff into this token. So very interesting to me to see how it develops as time goes on.
Chemistry, bro, that would be super cool. We'll throw it in the office. It'll be popping up on all the videos, buddy.
And I
got talking about 3D junkie.
And I have a
that'd be sick.
I want to get a 3D printer for the office.
And then chemistry, bro, I have a 300 by 300 by 400 millimeter print surface, so I can print it here too.
Nice.
I do a lot of 3D printing and 3D modeling.
Throwing doxing us here.
All right, so
don't we have a PO box?
No, you can just it's. I mean,
I guess we let people come
it's on
here
the
now.
side
well,
of
it's
the
on
fucking
Google.
building.
You should look up Hit Network, and that's our address. I mean, we have a
Okay,
Google
thanks,
profile. There's
TJ.
nothing. What? I mean, I don't know why people are scared
Better
of.
not rug.
This show is dope AF. Thank you, Crypto Anon. I agree. We got a really good crew, and it's a lot of fun hanging out down here. So let's see if we had any other quick. I'll do some quick highlights. Arbitrum and Optimism transactions now exceed Ethereum mainnet. Not necessarily a surprise in general, but a little bit surprising me it happened as quickly as it did. Again, the trend to watch, in my opinion, next year, Ethereum Layer 2 tokens, I think they're going to do extremely well. Like we've already seen Matic do well. Optimism's doing great. Arbitrum, I don't think has airdropped their token yet, but that's another. Guys, if you're looking for free money, start interacting with the Arbitrum network and get involved. Money. Do what you need to do to get that airdrop, because that's an airdrop worth going after, because that one I think will pay extremely well. And I don't think
I can see that. Obviously, I'm guessing I can see that being like an 8K airdrop.
Yeah, like kind of like would be comparable to what a lot of people got with Uni.
Yeah, we need to be pumping and bullish, but it could be thousands for sure.
How do you get it? You got to just look it up. There's Google and start searching around how to get the Arbitrum airdrop. You'll find stuff on Twitter. You have to interact with the network, and I know there's some minimum requirements. I looked it up 2 or 3 months ago, but I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Twitter, probably the best way to find resources, if I had to guess. Good luck Googling it or YouTubing it.
Yeah.
I've had this question from Riley Tate a few times, but on ADA staking on Trust Wallet, I staked all my ADA on there since it was available for iOS and haven't received any rewards yet. Does anyone know how long the process takes?
Is that a thing? Staking ADA on Trust Wallet. That's a legitimate question.
I don't know. Justin uses
I know you can do it on Exodus Wallet. Let me look.
But say it is real. It's 3 epochs. So
that's 15
registering
days,
in
16.
Then basically pending, then the epoch you hit, and then the payment. So
yeah, the epoch is every how many days?
5.
5 points.
Let me see. I don't have Cardano on here.
Yeah, I did not.
I know you can do it on Exodus. It's extremely easy. I actually staked a lot on the Exodus wallet today. Yeah, you can do it, and it does show returns. I have Cosmos staked on the Trust Wallet. Trust Wallet and Exodus Wallet are two of the easiest that I've experienced with staking as a service, where it's fully self-custody. You control your coins the whole time. One click button and you're staked.
It launched a week or two ago. Give it an epoch or so.
Yeah,
actually, and then if I'm incorrect on 3 epochs, it might actually be. Yeah, I think it's 3 epochs, but sometimes there's also a loading epoch if you've never delegated at all before. So, but within 20 days.
All right. Well, I guess I don't need to
BJ, do we need to call Jack to confirm if you're right or wrong? Because he teach you everything, about
everything.
Here you go. Here's the answer. Basically what you just said was correct. Depending on when you started the delegation in the current epoch, because you could have started in the middle of an epoch.
Exactly.
You will receive your first rewards between 15 to 20 days. After that, you will receive them every epoch for your delegation earnings, 2 epochs retrospectively. For more information on staking Cardano with P2P value, this is
all good. Riley Tate, Top G.
Yep, Exodus. Yeah, I did it today with Exodus. It was great. It was very simple. 1 click, took about 30 seconds. Boom, you're staked, and you're staking it with
You're not
Exodus.
staking with NES Pool, the best pool of all time?
No, we have obviously company-wise, with B Pool, we stake it extremely well. I think we're getting 4.6-ish. Do you know off the top of your head? APY.
And
And then Cosmos pays some crazy returns, but I've had.
we average like 4 to 5 blocks.
Can you share that screen?
I can once I pull it up. Oh God.
Daedalus
Those are hard.
ADA staking is super simple. It is. Also, that's another good one. Daedalus is kind of the #1 wallet for Cardano. It's kind of supported
Daedalus.
by
The
Daedalus.
god of invention, and also, oh my God, Icarus is dead.
Icarus. Don't fly too close to the sun, guys.
So, yeah,
I like
this would
Ori
be
for ADA. There you go.
people. So yeah, currently we're at 2 blocks. We're averaging. Sometimes we have these sexy little blocks right here where you hit 6. But yeah, those are the rewards.
There you go. Arbitrum. Yeah, I hit this story already. Don't really care. We talked about Gala yesterday. They deleted Gala deleted the tweet announcing the partnership with The Rock. I don't think there's really too much to worry about there. It's
The Sean Connery film by Michael Bay.
Hmm?
The Rock.
Oh yeah, great movie. I love that movie. No, the actual Dwayne Johnson here.
Oh, the aging steroid taking actor.
We talked about that
Allegedly.
today. We were looking at this picture. We're like, this is not a great photo of him.
He
I
looks
mean, that's what he looks
kinda
like,
like a
now.
thumb.
He's
He does look
roided
like a
out of his
thumb.
mind.
Looks
and
like a thumb.
He does.
he
does
Yeah,
look
he
like
looks
a thumb.
There was some
Like from
weird
Spy Kids.
Spy Kids. I was like, what is that weird movie
Yeah,
with
he
the
looks
thumb
like one of
people?
those 100%.
He's the,
No,
he's the
no.
arch
pull it up,
mob
BJ.
boss of the thumb people.
No, what you
Mob
guys,
boss of the thumb.
what you guys are talking about is Thumb
God.
Wars.
No, it's this. Oh gosh, Thumb Wars. No, how about this right
No.
here?
Come on, this is a banger.
No, I want to
Go
see
back to
the...
Spy Kids.
Yeah, that's what he looks like right
Oh,
there.
God.
It's The Rock.
I
So
hate it.
uncomfortable.
Where's the mob boss? Do they have a leader?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, my
Here-
God.
He's right here. There he is. No, I don't think there's too much to be worried about here. Obviously, the price dumped on this. I don't think it means the partnership isn't happening. I'm sure there's some, contract, legal, PR related stuff here that they didn't want this announcement done. Then I know they were very picky with that when I was at Galaverse about what they can say when. I'm sure somebody's agent shot it down or whatever. So don't freak out about that. What else do we got?
Allie with the dunk.
Yeah. LOL, sometimes it's difficult to take this space seriously when y'all pump and dump crap like this so publicly. Can drive some bonkers. He's referring to bonk. Yeah, I mean, there you go.
Bonkers.
It was
Is that
fun.
bonk?
Pretty
That's
good.
bonk.
What's weird is it's holding this area of support. and
Yeah,
I just
that's
don't get
kinda
it. Like
weird.
typically, like that's preceding a pump when it comes to these meme tokens.
This
When
support
it comes
is
to meme tokens,
it's
Is that
the
like
whales.
bullish
That,
areas?
it's the whales that are still holding this, and then they'll probably pump it again and take the like to Frank's point. This is what happened with bonk right here. Most people like this pumped. This was probably on the airdrop and the hype, and the price went up. Then people started buying. They took a little profits. They bought a lot more, and then boom, this was the whales taking profits. And then they stop. They stopped. All the major whales that are holding it right now stop selling it, and this is how Sam got $50 billion. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
It is funny. They got a little Solana pump out of it, but so here's our non-crypto facts of the day, because I know we got in trouble last time for going a little too off crypto, but
Did?
yeah, and according to the comments, I mean, we can do whatever we want. It's our damn show. So here you go. We're gonna talk Big Pharma for like 12 seconds. So this is just facts that I feel like you guys should know. 5 things Big Pharma didn't want you to know. Big Pharma companies paid $35.7 billion in settlements for marketing fraud recently. I mean, we know about what, most likely. Global revenue from pharma was 1.4 trillion. So 1.4 trillion compared to
Wow.
35 billion. That's a good business model to me. Rockefeller, richest man in history, started it. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There's so much I want to comment on this.
The
but
average
yeah,
American-
there's a lot of
There's
falsehoods, but
no.
well, the richest
that
man
no-
in history is not real.
Well, but that number 3
Public.
I could talk about that for a
Average
while.
American spends $1,300 a year on prescription drugs. That's what you're talking about?
No,
Oh, down here?
no. The number 3 is
The
Oh,
Rockefeller.
Rockefeller.
There's a huge
I shouldn't have
history
said that. You're not
behind
Well,
supposed
no,
to
it's
say
just like African King is like the real guy who had a bunch of gold. Am I correct?
No. Remove the richest man. It's
that. Right.
It's a long thing with him being connected with universities and basically stipulating what can be talked about, what cannot, and basically funding certain research while denying other research. And it's been going on for over 100 years.
For every $1 spent on basic research, they spend 19 on promotions and advertising. And we talked a little bit about the way that Coke used to go about some of this stuff in another one. Had to put the tinfoil hat on. I would say Big Pharma wants you. I actually argued with this one. Big Pharma wants you fat, sterile, and depressed. More sick people equals larger customer base. Well, if they wanted more sick people, why would they want you sterile? That doesn't make sense to me. But because they want to create more people. But anyway, I just wanted some of these.
Yeah, the sterility doesn't come from
Pharma.
specifically.
It comes-
That more comes from agricultural, specifically with atrazine.
Yeah.
And that's not my opinion. There's so many studies on that.
There is, yeah. And richest, I hear your point, DZ, on richest man in history. That's, man, public, private, really the richest people in history are the people that
You don't
control
know about.
sovereign wealth money, and they don't have to disclaim it. They, the Saudis, the oil people, some of that kind of stuff.
BJ,
Well, there's
your
this weird guy that
point.
collected a lot of gold like 500 years ago.
Yeah.
Satoshi
Just
said,
had a lot.
"Pepsi, where's my jet?" Have you seen that?
Yeah,
Oh, I
but
haven't
yeah.
watched that, but
It's pretty
good.
crazy.
is it?
But you
Yeah.
also got to think about Rockefeller owning like Wiley and all these different publications. They own almost every Springer, all these other.
Mhm. Wiley, shout out, they're
Have
publishing
y'all watched
Catching
the
Up to
Pepsi
Crypto.
thing? Have y'all watched the Pepsi thing?
I have not.
Y'all should definitely watch it. You guys would
I've been,
definitely
like,
like it.
I've been this close to clicking on it like 4
You
times.
would like the business model aspect.
Yeah.
It's just some young kid, but a businessman invested in him because he's like, no, come back with a business model in
Yeah.
a week, and you'll love that aspect of it.
We're watching Madoff right
Yeah,
now.
I still have one episode left of Madoff, and I think it's extreme.
not drink
Basically,
Pepsi
the
anymore?
reason I didn't watch the Pepsi thing is because I watched the preview and I was like, all right, I pretty much get it.
Well, yeah, that's basically what I did. I watched the preview and then watched like 20 minutes of it and fell asleep. And I was like, I got the gist of it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, a guy figured out a way that he could get a jet, like he could organize a way to collect all these points and it would pay off to get the jet. So then he did it, and then they didn't want to give him the jet, I assume is what happened. And then it became a big legal battle, and eventually he got it.
I don't want to give away the spoiler.
Okay.
He didn't
Okay.
get a jet. He didn't get a Harrier jet. But the
It's
back
crazy.
and
Why
forth
would they
and the
promise that?
corporate, they'll bust out the old CEO of Pepsi or the old marketing manager who's in his 70s now.
That
And
is
it's just
cool.
them kind of telling the stories of when they got the letter or when they learned of this kid. It was kind of the boardroom discussions they were having.
That would be
all that
interesting.
stuff's pretty fun.
There was one about this, probably same vein, the McDonald's monopoly thing.
It's very similar to that
yeah,
actually.
interesting.
But not crystal clear Pepsi.
I tried that. I did it. Who drank clear? Let us know in the comments. It tasted very bad.
I was a child of the 80s.
Was that like New Coke?
Oh God, that
Same
too.
time frame?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
fun
was
fact,
80s.
guys, that's why everything right now is called Coca-Cola Classic, because they did try to roll out a new Coke and everybody hated it so much. They got so much pushback. They had to go back to Coca-Cola Classic. And that's why everything today says Coca-Cola Classic. So there's a
Try Manly Crypto.
fun fact from the Atlanta Coca-Cola.
King
God.
Musa.
God, I have a
That's what it was.
Zima story.
Crystal Pepsi.
We are obviously maximizing.
Yeah, I used to throw my mother's Zimas out the window as a child when we were driving around.
Let's
My-
see.
It was a game because I would try to hit speed limit signs.
Another quick hit, BlackRock cutting up to 500 jobs in mass layoff. That, stays on trend, I would say, with a lot of the other major companies laying people off. We know Coin and, basically every major tech company, a lot of financial firms. But I would say with the advancement of technology, a lot of these companies will probably be able to do similar operations with less people. That's
Now,
something-
what's going to be responsible for more job losses, Elon Musk or the economy? Because we've seen a bad economy doesn't mean that they tighten their belt as hard as they should. In fact, they don't tighten it enough and they go bankrupt in 2 years. Whereas Elon Musk is like, oh, wow, I used to think 10% would really make my business fail. You're kind of showing me an option where I could fire 50% and still thrive.
So the
I think there's a lot of high-level CEOs looking at what Musk did and getting inspiration from it and saying, you know what, I was actually scared to do 10% riff. Maybe I'll do a 30% riff.
Yeah, I don't know if he's causing or if the I'd say it's both. The economy, the tightening, obviously earnings are gonna be down somewhat. If people are doing less spending, if money becomes more expensive, the capital operating costs become more expensive, debt servicing becomes more expensive. What's going on here?
Gotta extend
Well,
my
we got a
microphone
mic.
here.
Yeah, you got to make the mic reach. That's the issue there. But yeah, it does create a little
Extension.
bit of a divide, but it's much more comfortable if you can lean on.
Well, we don't live together anymore,
Yeah.
so we're enemies.
Yeah.
No longer bunk.
turf
mates.
war now.
Yeah,
They're not bonking anymore.
They're not bonking. All right, I think that's pretty much all we have time for today, guys. We'll just leave you guys with this. Thumbs up. Buy crypto. We're out. Have fun with Joel.
Bye.
All right, bye.